So here's how this one works, right? Here's how you test your blood with this. I put my finger there, press this button, a little spike shoots in and out like a James Bond shoe, right? Pierces my finger, I get the blood on the end of it, put it in the machine, calculates my blood glucose level reading, I look at the screen and I act accordingly. Again, regularly do this in public and it confuses people. I did it in a cafe the other day, at a big communal table. A man who I do not know leant over to me and said, "Ooh, is that your phone?" What contract did he think I was on that it demanded a blood sacrifice? Even people that I sort of know, a friend of a friend the other day saw me do all of that, looked baffled for 20 minutes, then pointed at this and said, "Sorry mate, I've been meaning to ask, is that your vape?" My fucking vape! You've seen me put blood in it, you maniac! I know they get pretty wacky with the flavours, but I think hemoglobin might be taking it a step too far. Also, don't ask me if something's my vape, because the basic translation of that sentence is, "Are you a cunt?" And yes, there are some people noticeably not clapping now. And I'm sorry if there are any vapists in here. And I'm not sorry for what I just said. I'm sorry that tonight's the night you have to find out that you're not as cool as you think you are. You're producing too much smoke. The volumes are hilarious. Great billowing clouds of the stuff. It's like you're trying to hide behind a sheet, you bunch of idiots. And it smells too nice to be cool. Cigarettes are cool because they smell bad. You smell someone smoking tobacco, you're like, that is disgusting. They don't give a shit what they're putting into their body. They are a badass legend. James Dean wouldn't have been the same if he'd ridden off on his motorcycle, leaving a cloud of waffles and maple syrup behind him. I hope I'm not getting too angry about the type 1 diabetes stuff, by the way. If you don't know about type 1 diabetes, it's not your fault. I think it gets misrepresented in the media all of the time, right? Especially in things like films or dramas. Quite often a scriptwriter will put in a type 1 diabetic character for a bit of peril, bit of medical peril, and then do no further research into the condition they're writing about. So my favourite example is a 90s action film starring Nicolas Cage called Con Air. Solid 90s action fare, unless you're watching it from a type 1 diabetic perspective, which there is absolutely no reason you should have ever done that before. So there's a type 1 diabetic character in that film. About halfway through that film, he goes sweaty, shaky, and pale. All the classic signs of a low blood sugar level. He then asks for his insulin, which is injected into him. He's then fine and runs around shooting people for the rest of the film. Listen to that. Couple of you laughing. The rest of you just sat there going, "Yep, that sounds fine. What's wrong with that?" Well, he's diabetic. If he's feeling ill, give him his insulin. It works for everything. It's like Calpol for those guys. No, I've already told you what insulin does. Insulin reduces blood sugar level. If you give insulin to a man with an already low blood sugar level, you will kill that man, and this is why my girlfriend won't watch films with me anymore. That and the time I made her pause Charlie in the Chocolate Factory to calculate how much insulin I would need to take a swim in the chocolate river. Well, if it was act rapid, you could just sniff it and it'd be all right. Getting more angry about the act rapid thing now. She said, my girlfriend said, "Just relax. It's supposed to be a fun film." Right? She's probably right. Way more fun in an action film to jab someone with a big syringe than they pop up and start blowing suckers away again. Rather than the scientifically accurate version of that, which would be to set the character up comfortably and feed him jelly babies for 15 minutes. And that, by the way, is the scientifically accurate version of that. I've not just picked the most whimsical sweet I could think of. The NHS recommends jelly babies to type 1 diabetics to get their blood sugar level up quickly in an emergency. Jelly babies. And that is fine when you are diagnosed aged 11. Since then, they have offered me no alternative. I am a fully grown man who carries around a bag of jelly babies with him 24/7. Do you not understand? That is the creepiest sweet a man can have. Because if you meet a grown man who's got any bag of sweets on him at all times, it gives off a certain vibe, doesn't it? But when the sweet in question is a little naked baby, when I'm carrying those, I feel like I should put myself on a register. I live in this nightmare where one day I'll be walking past a school at the end of the day, accidentally trip over and spill jelly babies all over the floor. Parents are panicking, calling the police. I'm scrabbling around going, "No, please, you don't understand. I have an illness."